Hello there, fans. Welcome to Classico Podcastico.
This is El Clasico Podcastico.
Welcome to our second happy hour edition. Hope you're all having a good Friday. We got our little drinks. We're just chilling. We're hanging out. We're supposed to be on YouTube Live, but we can't figure out that dang contraption. We're both in our 30s. Pate's not quite in his 30s yet, but
I'm almost there.
And you just forget what a YouTube is.
And how to be alive on it.
Is that a tub where it's you?
Mm-hmm.
You're the tub? I got it. No, I think I got the hang of it.
That's right.
It's just a tub.
A bit inept on our end as far as the many verification steps that we cannot access to go live right now.
No, it's not. To be clear, it's not our fault.
It's not our fault.
There is some sort of glitch.
But we are. Said, it's not your fault.
Robin Williams famously said, yes. But we're here. This is, hopefully you're watching.
And who are we, Mark?
Or listening on this Friday night, Saturday morning, whenever you're listening. I'm Mark Valinsky, Real Madrid fan, Los Blancos supporter. I am joined, as always, by Peyton McCann.
That's me, Peyton McCann here, Barcelona fan and representative.
It's so smooth.
I am drinking away our last game right now for this happy hour episode. I've got myself a no frills old fashioned here.
What are we drinking?
It's about 2 ounces of whiskey and a dash or two of bitters with an orange slice, which I think you also have in your drink.
Yes. So last weekend I had an old fashioned, although that was the usual with sugar and whatever else is in. Oh, bitters. So you just go in bitters, no sugar for you.
And I got Peychaud's bitters, which is like Angostura, but it's got a little mint and anise notes in there.
And hey, maybe for our third or fifth happy hour special, we'll have some sort of liquor sponsor. It just makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'm already putting
get on
next week. I think I'm gonna get a Sazerac going, get some rye whiskey, and it's a nice red drink for the Blaugrana. Try to make themed cocktails for this one. If you watched last week, if you're one of the many people who watched last week's happy hour episode on YouTube, you saw my blue martini for the blue of the Barca kit, and of course the Negroni to display the powerful red in the Blaugrana kits. Not as powerful.
Yes. And you were buoyant.
Yes, I was feeling it, and I was riding high last week after our displays on the pitch as a Barcelona fan, and today I am just livid, Mark.
Well, what a perfect lead-in, livid, to describe all of the PSG sporting directors, presidents of the club in the locker room. They were livid after their historic collapse to Real Madrid. I can't stop smiling because it makes me so happy.
It's a good feeling. Barcelona have lived through one of those too. A remontada.
In the opposite way.
Both
you
ways.
Guys beat PSG. Well, yes.
I mean, La Remontada, classically, but that was a few years ago now.
The famous one against PSG, where you guys won the treble, right?
That's right. Well, no, not that year.
Wasn't that year?
Before we won the treble, I believe we lost to Liverpool, or was it Rome? Or was that the Roma year? That might have been the Roma year.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So you guys didn't win the Champions League that year?
Not that year. The year before we did, but we won that remontada 75% due to the efforts of Neymar.
Yeah, it was amazing. He scored that free kick. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. And okay, so that one was a little more dramatic because you guys used like 6 goals, but this is up there all time. It's our best comeback win in the Champions League in at least 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple comeback wins in the Champions League since the year 2000, which is, I think, as far back as they went, but not by 3 goals. We didn't score 3 goals and a half. So this was, I would say, the best. It's the best Champions League comeback I've ever seen as a Real Madrid fan. I think we came back. We were down 2-0 to Wolfsburg, and Ronaldo scored a second half trick. But that's Wolfsburg, so I don't count that as much.
This has got to be the quickest comeback ever as well. I mean, it happened so suddenly.
Yes. A 16-minute hat trick. Mm-hmm. It was. And I'm drinking. So I'm wearing red and blue, which you might be like, what? And white, which you might be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm drinking a Boulevardier, which is a Parisian drink. It's got it's got bourbon, it's got sweet vermouth, and it's got Campari and some orange. So it's kind of like a Negroni whiskey, which is a great idea.
Actually, I might make one of those myself here in a minute.
It's excellent. Look at that hue too. That's a great color.
Love that.
I love that, and it's, of course, I am drinking the blood. Of PSG. Because we just absolutely turned them into a bunch of ghosts.
Yes.
By the end of that game. Drank their blood and just really drained all the life force out of them. Mm-hmm. They were husks kind of walking around the field for the last half hour, really.
Genuinely. And again, like just watching the highlights again, as soon as the comeback was on, PSG quit, and they did not look like resurging for those last 10 minutes whatsoever.
So strange. A team that was dominant in the first leg. I didn't really even give us much of a chance, personally. On the podcast, I presented a little more optimism. Well, I didn't think Mbappe would play, right? So that was our big mistake on our preview shows. Well, when we recorded, they said Mbappe was doubtful. So
yeah, us and 85% of the pundits out there. Everyone said it was doubtful. Maybe it was just a psych out by the PSG.
Yeah,
front rooms.
Maybe it was, because I saw us beating. So we'll get into the big European matchup, which we all want to talk about, which is Galatasaray Barcelona.
That's right.
And their 0-0 draw. So, I mean, we're going to spend most of the podcast on that, obviously. But I do want to talk for just about a couple minutes on the PSG Real Madrid game.
Okay, well, just be quick.
We'll just do 2-3 minutes. Coming into this game, Real Madrid, obviously, the 1-0 deficit coming off that first leg. Mbappe scored the incredible goal at the end of the game, 90th minute, +4. I mean, come on. Does the guy have a flair for the dramatic or what?
Mm-hmm.
Squeezes through Lucas Vazquez and Militao. It's just a horrifying image. And beat Thibaut under his big legs. And coming to the second leg, it was very worrisome because Mendy and Casemiro, basically our two best defensive players, were out with suspension.
Oh.
And generally, you want to have as much defense as possible against the fastest man in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Which, my God, the jet heels on this 23-year-old. Mbappe's so fast.
He's so fast. Any opportunity for a counter, it's his.
It's like it feels like you're watching a video game, because in FIFA, you just knock it ahead, right? You get like a 95 rated pace winger. You just knock it ahead to him, and they're in on goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's I've never seen it in real life, really, except for these two legs.
It's literally what PSG do. They play FIFA soccer.
I was rewinding and looking at some of PSG's moves, and I was like, oh, so what's their strategy? And I'm like, nope, Neymar just dinks it into space. He just kicks it into a cow's field, 40 yards up, and Mbappe's on it. And not only is he on it, he's so fast that even if he starts 10 yards behind the defender, he finishes 5 yards in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a horror. And as soon as his name was announced, my heart sank, because I was like, we're losing this.
Yeah. Well, he scored 3 goals in the game.
Yeah. And we also mentioned it coming into this matchup that he's had scored 79% of their goals and been involved with 79% of their goals in Champions League. So I predicted a 2-0 win, but it's kind of wrong because if Mbappe,
the spread's right.
Yeah. So technically I was right. You thought PSG were going to win going into this one, didn't you?
I thought they were going to win on aggregate for sure. I thought Real Madrid were going to put up a tough fight, but that third goal, 10.5 seconds after the second, was not expecting that. I mean, of course, we'll talk about it. But no, I thought Mbappe wasn't going to play. And I thought we were going to see, like an impotent attack from PSG because of that. And instead, we got quite a game on our hands for this.
Yeah. It was one of the best Champions League games I've seen in years. Definitely for Real Madrid. I mean, we had the Liverpool game last year, the first one where Vinny had those 2 incredible goals. That's up there.
Yeah.
But this was really one of the better ones for the last 4 or 5 years.
So first half, I did not see that coming at all either.
No, it looked like, PSG were just going to kind of walk to this, to the quarterfinals. Not the case. There's so many angles to talk about. But yeah, like the fat kid who is much bigger than you stealing your lunch.
Yeah.
Because he was like, there's always like one huge kid at school
who
would bully everybody else because he's been held back for 2 years. You're just like, you're enormous. Well, he knows the game because he's been around.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just about being around.
It's funny you say, because I was thinking of using like a bully analogy or metaphor for PSG, because they're a bully team that if you punch them in the face, they start to come apart a little bit.
They just start crying. Yeah. So, the bully metaphor is galore. But there's we got to talk about the celebration, the chair celebration.
Love that.
The fights. I guess we'll talk about that after the game. There was multiple fights reportedly after
Neymar,
this game.
Donnarumma, yeah.
The president of PSG. So we'll tease that.
I love all the things coming out about Leonardo and Nasser Al Khelaify's relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. So that seems like a whole lot to untangle.
When we were talking about this in the last episode, I was saying, I think it was the last episode, I was saying how it's clear that no one likes playing on PSG. No. That it's a very dysfunctional family. Yeah.
They don't seem happy.
Yeah, no, they don't. And when the CEO and your director of footballing operations don't talk, that's not a good sign.
Or are apparently just thugs that go to beat up people. What's that? Who are these guys?
Did you read that Nasser Al Khelaifi ruined his tennis coach's life? Did you happen to see that in any of the stories you read?
No.
Okay. Like growing up, he played tennis, and his coach was like a reformed alcoholic, and he spread a rumor that he was drinking again, which like spiraled and then led the coach into drinking again and like losing his life because of it.
I don't think anyone would argue that Leonardo, who told Real Madrid security staff that he would kill them if they continued recording, or basically saying Mbappe, he will stay here because he must or whatever. I don't think anybody thinks he's a good person.
No, I don't think so. That's not the vibe. Yeah,
Al Khelaify, they're just bad dudes. Ibrahimovic, did you read that story about Ibrahimovic?
Mm-mm.
They were going to hire him as sporting director, PSG, but I guess there was some talk at some point about him being sporting director. But I guess he was telling them a bunch of stuff like, apparently he told Mbappe he needs to go to Real Madrid to reach the next level because he could see just the culture around PSG was bad.
Yeah.
Like it was just the
you can't have Zlatan in a position like that because he is not a politician. And he's not. Truth. Yeah, he's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's not going to dance around an answer. He's going to say it like he means it.
Yes.
And you cannot have that, especially in a club like PSG, which are mostly run by dark financial pools, in the background, and a lot of nefarious things happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, and they played like it in this game. Although I will note, it is hard to organize your defense when you have three guys who are literally just walking around on defense. So,
oh my god!
See all those clips?
Yeah, so this is something we dealt with as a Barcelona fan last season and the couple seasons prior to that with Messi, and that he doesn't run. And as a Barca fan and a Messi lover, worshiper, I've always been like, he doesn't need to run. He's good enough to know where he needs to be to not have to hustle around and suffer throughout the entire match. But sometimes
a little,
you gotta get to the spot. You do. The amount of just like total disinterest he had, even in his own half, while the ball's getting played around him, just standing in one place and looking around as the ball's being played. You can't. I don't know. I can't justify that.
It's a new level of statue play from Leo. But man, Neymar. I was watching Neymar in this game too, because I watched the game a couple times, and he's just not moving well.
He looked tired, and I mean like hungover. It looked like it looked like he's been burning the candle at both ends. Is what it looks like. He looked a little haggard, and no, not into the game really.
He was repeatedly just the ball was like taken off his feet, especially in the second half. So those two statues played up front for PSG. They were also flanked by the just absolute phenomenon of Kylian Mbappe, Marco Verratti, Paredes in midfield, and Pereira. Right, so that's the midfield. And then Mendes, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Hakimi in defense. For Real Madrid, Vinny, Benz, Asensio up top. Modric, Kroos, Valverde, midfield. Obviously, Casemiro with the suspension. Kroos was a doubt.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if he was going to play. How did you feel about Asensio getting to start there?
I figured that's what was going to happen. I'm not so sure exactly what he added to the game.
Right.
The game seemed to get better when he came off.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's been good. It's kind of a toss up there.
Yeah, I get starting him when you know you're going to have the ball. He struggles in games where you don't know you have the ball, like the first leg against PSG, where he did like absolutely nothing. So I thought he was pretty. I thought he was all right.
Right. It's kind of funny after coming off a game where you didn't produce anything to then getting to start again.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting choice by Carlo. And as a reminder, I said Carlo Ancelotti should be fired following the first leg.
Yeah.
Which I still agree with, because even if his game plan worked, it was embarrassing.
Still,
you should just never do that. I think you should get. I thought
very negative. I mean, it was the way Galatasaray played against us in the
30 yards off. You don't stand 30 yards off the midfield even.
Right.
At least defend a little in the midfield. Don't put 10 guys in the box. Yeah. But anyway, it worked, but whatever. Nacho, Alaba, Militao, Carvajal in defense, Courtois. So I nailed the starting lineup. I mean, not too much of a surprise. No. The only thing was I wasn't quite sure about Nacho at left back, but that was smart because you know what, Marcelo going up against Mbappe.
Can't have that.
Or Neymar. Yeah, so that was good.
Or Messi for that.
Or Messi. Just name any of them. I guess he would have been going up against Messi primarily on the right wing. Good out of the gates, Real Madrid actually. Vinny looked chipper, and he slaloms through Hakimi and Paredes at the beginning before hitting it past Marquinhos to the goal line. This is what I wanted from him. The last couple of games, he wasn't doing this. He was playing a little timidly, or he was checking inside.
Right. And it's like he forgets what he's capable of sometimes.
Right. Like you could just run by all of them, Vin. Just go. They must have showed him the tape, and he was like, "Oh, right, that. Me, my best skill." So chips it past three dudes up to Asensio, who I don't know if he thought he was trying to be like the Karate Kid or something, but he like leaps in the air. He just needed to like sit and wait for it to come down. It's a swing and a miss. It's a good opportunity actually, early.
Yeah. Should have been finished.
8th minute, Vinny continues his torture of Hakimi. Right past him. Hakimi looked good the first leg, was just absolutely undressed against the Brazilian in this game. Goal line, inside of the box, finds Ben's top of the box, but he dawdles on it. Thought he should have just hit this first time. It's taken away. It's Messi. A little defending. From Messi, takes it off his foot. Good quick play to Neymar, who once again just hits it first time into a cow's field. And oh dear, cold sweat is on the forehead of every Real Madrid fan because he's in on goal.
It's so funny because usually, as like if you're a midfielder, you're a winger like that trying to start the counter, you turn and you look upfield, survey, and play the pass. No need if you're PSG. Turn and kick it.
Just kick it because he'll get there. And I don't really, your brain watching football. I've watched football for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. I don't think I've seen anybody chew up grass that quick. Like it just
there's a couple passes like Messi has one in the second half to him. That's like a little lob chip, and the defenders are in position 5 yards in front of Mbappe, and I'm like, there's no way he gets to that, and he gets to it.
Torches him. He seems to take like 5 or 6 steps to go like 30 yards, and he's in on goal. Militao does a good job here. Narrows the angle. Probably Mbappe should have just taken another touch inside and gotten a shot off there. But it's a weak cross to Thibaut, but a warning of what to come.
Yeah.
13th minute, just 5 minutes later, Neymar's pass pings around. Ends up putting Mbappe in on goal, kind of like a deflected thing. But oh boy, he latches onto it like Dracula on his dinner. Mbappe does. And Thibaut's to save with his big feet.
Yeah.
This almost went under his feet. I watched this a couple times.
And this was in the same fashion as the first leg, would have just crept into that 5-hole, between his legs going under. And it's actually pretty amazing because if he slides low and gets down faster, it's going to go over him. He somehow puts it slides and puts his leg in that right position, a foot and a half off the ground to get it down and not have it go past him.
It almost snuck. Yeah, Mbappe was using his trick from the first leg. He's like, I've done this already. I can get underneath him, but he just gets low enough.
Yeah.
Early danger. Mbappe is feeling it already. 25th minute, Modric, good run from midfield. We would hear that again. He's brought down. No foul called. But Ben's playing on anyway. Doesn't hear a whistle. He's a real man. He just unleashes a brilliant shot from it's like 30 yards because it's so oblique from goal.
Yeah.
And the English he puts on this. Remarkable. Donnarumma has to make a save. It's such a good shot that the camera doesn't actually even capture it. The alternate angles, you don't really even see it in live time. You're like, oh, what? Oh, he just hit it wide. They're like, well, that was a good shot, but looks like he just. Oh no! Donnarumma had to make a fingertip save.
Needed it too.
Going in.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and this is a good example of the quality of effort you'll get defensively from Messi, because he is following Modric, and then as soon as Modric decides to run, Messi just puts a hand out there, and he's like, no, not here. Come on, now.
You got
I'm not running with you. Yeah.
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 I'll see you later.
I'll give this one to you. Yeah. It would have been a free kick from a dangerous position too, but Benzema had an even more dangerous attempt on goal. It is a fantastic save from Donnarumma, who, I mean, despite his negative contributions in this game, still one of the best keepers in the world.
Showed you right there. I mean, keeping his feet on the ground, did a couple of little hops, right? That's the key as a keeper. You want to do those hops to keep your feet in touching the ground, and then you're able to jump off at the last moment.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Same with like an NFL quarterback when they're doing their backdrop. the play
Right,
starts.
you want to keep your
You
little
want at
hippie
least-
hops.
You need 1 foot on the ground each time, and you're supposed to like shuffle. That way, you have that point of contact to explode off of if you need to.
Yeah, Peyton, our quarterback and goalie in residence.
I gotta be able to throw. That's
Yeah.
my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. 34th minute. Nuno Mendes in the box. Looks like he might be onside. Finds Mbappe, and he's got the second of the matchup. It looks like it's at rocket near post by heart sakes. But Mendes was just offside, and not by much.
Just offside. It looked like a clean goal when it was live. And then when it went to that review, you could see they were going to draw that line, and he's 2 pixels away.
The amount of times my heart just sank in this game is crazy that we won. Remember that location, though, of Mbappe's shot, the low near post.
Yeah, and as a Barca fan, it's not often that I hate both teams on the field, but I truly despise both of these sides. I don't want either of them to win. If there's a chance they both get DQ'd, that's a win for me. But just to see one of these two teams severely disappointed does help. And honestly, morally, I think ethically, we can say you can't buy a Champions League team, and Real Madrid are an actual team. So that's the only thing I could positive.
Seems to be. Well, Real Madrid just buy it with the proceeds from, I don't know, the construction industry, or I don't know what it.
Yeah, it's like, you of course, we have much more money than other teams to build these giant clubs, but like not literal slave and oil money being put to inflate like this artificial club.
It's a sports washing scheme, is what PSG is. They're one of the world's biggest. There's several. One of them is currently being shut down. So
one of the world's most successful sports washing schemes.
Yes. Hey, the three of the 4 teams in the Champions League semifinals last year were basically sports washing schemes. PSG, Man City, and Chelsea.
I think Abramovich was going to sell anyway. He's like, hey, I've got my Champions League trophy.
And it won him. It works. It works. But so Chelsea have now had their assets seized. I don't see anything like that happening to Newcastle, who are supporting the war in Yemen.
And whose manager just won manager of the year of the month in the Premier League.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And who are owned by a much darker owner,
right?
Mohammed bin Salman, someone who has, public knowledge, murdered a journalist.
Yeah, I'd say him and Abramovich. Yeah, I'd give the award to bin Salman. I'd say there.
It's also funny how Abramovich just has to tweet that he is against the war, and he's like, you know what? I'll sell Chelsea.
Right, he hasn't said anything.
No. He won't go against him. He won't go against Putin.
Unbelievable. But yeah, that was the thing about this game, though, right? If Real Madrid lost, that's a huge disappointment for Real Madrid. It's a failure. A round of 16. I mean, you can't sugarcoat it. That's just doesn't matter who you lose to when you're at Real Madrid. You can't just get knocked out in the round of 16 Champions League and expect to keep your job.
No.
So it would have been a big disappointment for either one. 38th minute, this was a disappointment. Ben's great header from Cruz, narrowly wide. Ben's had a couple of these. He looked like he had the angle, but he just couldn't get there. It looked like it would be a frustrating night for Real Madrid, especially a couple minutes later. Carvajal tries to take on Pereira a couple of times this game. Awful balls from our players were picked off. It's picked off. Carvajal compounds his error by stabbing at the ball. Goes directly to Neymar, and you know the story here. Neymar doesn't even take a touch. He just knocks it into space. Mbappe is somehow 5 yards from Thibaut in about a half a second. Opens up his body, fools him into thinking he's going near post. Thibaut doesn't need to cheat here, though. Alaba's got the angle covered far post. He should have just covered his near post because Mbappe hits it hard and low. Thibaut gets a hand to it, but it's in the back of the net. and it's 1-0, 2-0 in aggregate.
This
right
is bad.
Time.
Yeah, bad positioning by Courtois.
Yep.
First of all, you cannot let that go near post. Mbappe sees it the whole way. Courtois is out of position. But furthermore, what more do you need if you're Carvajal to know that you cannot commit to challenges like that with Mbappe on the pitch? It's not like this is the first time they've played, and it's not like he hasn't seen tape. There's a scouting report. You know what's coming. And that's asinine. And for me, it's like, I'm just going to try and get this. That way I don't have to take Mbappe on one-on-one defensively.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because in the first leg, Carvajal just stayed back the whole game, and he got beat anyway over and over again by Mbappe.
Yeah.
So what seemed to be the strategy this game was just go up in defense, or just go up in attack anyway, Carvajal.
Yeah.
He's going to beat you anyway. Just go ahead.
You might as well. Yeah.
Because it was every time it was just Mbappe versus Militao on that. And most of the time Militao got and I think this time it was Alaba, and I think he actually did the right thing, cut off that far post shot, but this was Thibaut's mistake here. And it's 1-0, and I'm thinking it's over. I'll be honest. Right. I'm thinking like PSG's been the better team through really 120 minutes. We haven't scored across 120 minutes now. I don't know.
Mbappe gives the old salute, and it was like I couldn't decide if that meant that's my part, I'm doing my job, or if it meant see you later, Bernabeu. It's been fun.
Yeah. Or like, hey, I'll see you soon. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Parsing his body language is like an art now with his long move to
we need those body language interpreters to go over goal celebrations and see what they really mean.
Yeah, which, by the way, I'd say we were wavering. I was like 70% on it because they offered him 200 million or whatever. I'll go 100%. He's coming after this one.
PSG really want to keep him, and they really want to sell Neymar.
I think it's going to be the exact opposite. 54th minute. Fede, bad giveaway, middle of the park, to Hakimi, to Neymar. Who do you think he's passing it to?
There's only one option.
Rounds Thibaut. It's a beautiful little move past Thibaut, and it's in the goal for the third time in the night for Mbappe, but he's well off here. He's about a yard off, so just kind of torturing Thibaut for fun.
A hat trick for Mbappe, 33% of them counted.
Yes, I loved the commentators. They said, he's got a family.
You can't do that. He's got a family watching.
Yeah, about Thibaut. Come on, don't embarrass the poor guy, Mbappe. But no, that's his nature. He's like a viper. He only knows one thing. He's got to kill the mouse.
That's right.
And that's Mbappe. He's just a predator on the pitch. He's so terrifying. I can't wait to have him on our team. 57th minute, Camavinga got Rodrigo on Cruz, Asensio off Cruz, and Asensio looked off the pace. Not surprising, really, in Cruz's case, coming off the injury. But I think this is the type of proactive substitution that I've been yelling at Ancelotti for. He hasn't been doing, but he did it this game, and it changed the game. Camavinga and Rodrigo were excellent for the last 30 minutes. They provided pace. They provided just energy. They were all over the place. Yeah. And 61st minute, Kimpembe back pass to Donnarumma. Ben's pressing him hard, as he's known to do. Marquinhos does not run back. There was a good graphic about the multitude of errors on this play.
Yeah.
Marquinhos doesn't track back. So Ben's, as he's pressing Donnarumma now has no outlet. So he has nowhere to go with it, and he chooses the fall down method. Tries to take a dive here. The ref ain't buying it. Little contact with Benzema. I don't think it's not a foul for me. I think he dives.
It's like on the replay, it looks like 100% a dive to me.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of contact, and then there's like a and he makes the really ace decision to pass it directly to Vinny, who's on the goal line, but there's still some work to do here because Donnarumma gets back up and Benz has to cleanly finish. Donnarumma almost gets to it, but Vinny finds Benz middle of the box. You see these screwed up all the time.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. This wasn't like an automatic goal. There was still work to do.
No, I mean, if you watch any of Barcelona's game lately, that goes straight to Donnarumma.
Right. So it still needed some tidy finishing, and Vinny and Benz get it done, and it's 1-1 in this game, 2-1 PSG in aggregate. So we still need 1 to tie, 2 to win. 64th, Rodrigo hangs it up in the middle of the box for Benz. And he does so well. Heads it down far post. I already got 2 hands up. I'm celebrating. Oh, no. It's just outside the post. I was waiting for that net to bulge here. This one looked good.
Yeah. Thought that one was in when I was watching it live.
Agonizing. And then even more agonizing, 73rd minute, massive opportunity for Vinny. Fede finds Benz outside the box. Benz's ball to Vinny is blocked by Pereira, but only directly to the young Brazilian, and he could have a huge moment here to tie it up.
The deflection puts him even more clear.
He's right one-on-one with Donnarumma. Pick either side, and he picks up. It's well over. Gotta bury this one.
It kind of hops up on him. I'll give him
that. It does.
Yeah.
So, but right here, you're thinking 73rd minute. We've had our opportunities. Maybe that's it, right? But Real Madrid are like a swarm of bees. We're just PSG are trying to swat us away, but we're just keep coming. We actually got the ball back right after this, and another opportunity for Rodrigo. But 75th minute, just indicative of his night. Messi tries to get away, and Luka Modric just a perfect full body slide tackle on Leo Messi across the body, gets the ball first, and then that was just went away for like a throw in or whatever. But right after that, this will be in the Luka Modric highlight reel, which will be tough because when they make the DVD, do they still do that? They make DVDs of their career highlights? No,
those are YouTube videos, Mark.
It's a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yes. I like having the DVD
physically.
I wanted
my mom sent me a text because she's moving, and she was like, do I need all of these DVDs? do I need it? I'm like, they're going to be worth money, Mom.
You sure don't, Ma. You sure don't. This will be on the DVD. If they ever make one. Luka intercepts Neymar's awful pass.
Yeah.
What was Neymar doing here? It's clear he's hitting it right to Modric. He does hit it exactly to Modric. And
I think instead of saying this will be on the DVD, this will be an NFT.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
This will be an NFT, like an NBA Top Shot. They got to do that for soccer. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm already jonesing.
I know. Hey, Mario Soccer is coming out soon.
You don't want to get me into Ultimate Team. I'm off. I'm 2 months sober Ultimate Team.
Cut that out. I got my token. 2 months clean.
You can't be doing that. Oh, it's an awful pass. Iconic run here for Luka. He's past 1, past 2, past 3, past 4 PSG defenders. And what does he do with the 5th? He hits it through his legs. Kimpembe, it's on purpose. It's through his legs, and it hits Finney in stride. And it's big time danger here. Vinny's in on goal, but what's he doing? He takes it back. You think the chance is gone. There's defenders back for PSG, but it's Vinny passes it smartly back to Luka Legend, who hits it through Kimpembe's legs for the second time on this play. The same guy nutmegs him twice, through to Benz, and Benz ain't missing from there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's party time. 2-2 on aggregate. The comeback is complete. Real Madrid, 2 goals in the second half. I'm ecstatic. I'm just thinking, this is amazing. We'll go to extra time. This, beside myself, I'm so happy. Luka Modric, what a little gem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm thinking extra time.
Yeah,
when that goes in.
Thinking, you know what? This is great. Unbelievable extra time. And 77th minute. So the the broadcast, the Paramount Plus broadcast, is focusing on Benzema. So actually, we don't see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is right after the kickoff, something terrible happens because Vinny's on goal.
Yeah.
3 seconds. Apparently, they lost the ball after 3 seconds off this kickoff. They're just
it's FIFA. That those kickoffs, they're insane for some reason. They hype up all of they like way spike your stats off kickoffs. You can get breakaways all day, and it looked just like a FIFA game.
Yeah, like Peyton taking it off me and scoring right away, which has happened many times. I think Modric actually instigates this because online there was an article that broke it down that actually showed the video that's not on the broadcast.
Yeah,
and I think Modric steals this ball away, gets it outside to Vinny, but it looks like Vinny's been corralled. Marquinhos, though, what's he doing? He fills his pants. He's panicking. There's little there's you know when they'll show like what's going on in people's brains and just everything's on fire and there's papers everywhere.
I feel like that was his okay, Mbappe, I see you going to Real Madrid next summer, and I raise you playing for them right now.
Right, yes, exactly. You think you're good? I'm a double agent right at this very moment.
Right at this moment.
And he just hits it perfectly, if you're Karim Benzema, shanks it off his foot directly to Big Bad Benz. And Leke is cool as a cucumber because he ain't missing from the
outside the foot.
How about this? There's a freeze frame of this goal. Benz is wheeling away in celebration, not only before it hits the back of the net, before it gets by Donnarumma.
It's like halfway to the goal. It's like, yeah.
He is flying away in celebration halfway from the goal. It's such a brilliant.
It's when Steph Curry has a corner three and he puts it up and turns to the bench and does, one of the 3 salutes or something.
Yeah, they know it's going in. They've done this before. It's in the back of the net. He's wheeling around in celebration. It's pandemonium at the Bernabeu.
I mean, Marquinhos couldn't have teed that up any better. He might as well be Benzema's caddy. It was incredible.
It was a perfect setup. And they saved the best finish for last.
Mm-hmm.
Benzema did. Completes his hat trick. He's wheeling away. He's screaming at the Bernabeu. They're screaming back. Benny's shining his shoes in celebration. Alaba's just grabbed a security's chair and is holding it above his head.
A classic moment will go down in history. The chair selling.
Just grabs a chair. They're grabbing whatever they can. It's complete 3-1, 3-2 on aggregate. An incredible comeback. The best comeback in the Champions League in decades for Real Madrid. And Real Madrid are through to the quarterfinals. Messi had a free kick like 90th plus 2 that was kind of close, but PSG were beaten, men.
I wanted that one. I wanted that one to go in for extra time.
I was sweating.
Just to give him another moment of glory in the Bernabeu, but it was not to be. It hit the top of the net.
Yep. And the scenes after the game, Messi, they got the camera, and he's just done that confused kind of face that we've seen so many times in the last few years. Meanwhile, Modric, he's getting kisses, hugs. Who wouldn't want to kiss that little beautiful man? As this is going on, Nasser Al Khelaïfi, and the president of PSG, and Leonardo, the sporting director, have stormed into who they think is the referee's office, but it's actually the referee liaison for Real Madrid, who's a former referee hired to just be the match day delegate with the referees and just kind of schmooze them a little bit.
He's there to get slapped by the opposing team's owner.
So isn't that funny that the first room they barge into is just the completely wrong room?
Yeah, of course.
The referee is not there, but they
Mhm.
go, well, you fucking house. Oh, excuse me. There's no. Where's the? Oh, it's downstairs. Oh, okay, thank you, thanks.
Thank you. Sorry about all this.
Sorry about this. Okay, get him. They storm down to the match day referee's room and they go nuts. They're I guess banging, like literally banging the walls like babies.
Yeah, and that was after in the stands there was a fan in front of NEK, I believe as Nasser Al Khalifi, NAK, that was filming like a selfie video with him and getting Khalifi's reactions, and Khalifi slapped the phone out of the guy's hand.
Very violent response. Leonardo then someone the Madrid security was called because it was there was shouting and things were being broken. And then one of the Madrid security, as trying to drag them out of the room, is taping the whole incident. And Leonardo turns to the guy and says, "I'll kill you."
Yeah.
The Real Madrid staff. It's a good look. Good look for executives.
I mean, how can you? It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's just testament to how poorly run the organization is.
Who are these people? They're just bullies.
They're bullies. And have you seen all the like people that Nasser Al Khalifi hired in different positions who do nothing? Like their head groundskeeper is a friend of his who hasn't ever picked up a shovel, like that kind of thing.
This is the stuff Zlatan's talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Nasser Al Khalifi should be fired immediately. Leonardo should be fired immediately. Who does this? You're supposed to be. You shake hands. That's it. The game's over. You shake hands. And so anyway, so their big quibble, I love calling that a quibble, was that the first goal Donnarumma was fouled, which first of all he wasn't. He wasn't.
It's a fair foul. Now the
barely
only thing
touches him.
The only caveat to that is that keepers are very protected in this game, and I was a little surprised that it wasn't called.
They're
a foul.
Yes,
but I wasn't disappointed or upset that it wasn't called. I was surprised because I feel like they always give that to keepers for like pointlessly, like for no reason.
If you graze their jersey, it's
a foul. But that's if he was coming out on a corner to challenge for a ball and Ben's knocked him over, then sure, give him a foul. But he's dribbling with the ball at his feet. He's a player in the field just like any other. It's a clean foul. Wouldn't have been called on a defender if it had happened. So I like the no call there. And Donnarumma can complain as much as he likes. He's not special.
Yeah, and right. So thank you for backing me up because you're impartial. But also,
and a keeper too. I would be arguing.
You would be upset if it was the wrong
but it
call.
wasn't. It was fine. He was shocked and confused at what to do with the ball. It took way too much time on it.
Just kick it. Which, by the way, he should have just kicked it.
What are you doing?
Just
kick it out of bounds. Kick it. Yeah.
Don't kick it directly to Vinny.
Backheel it out of bounds. I don't care.
My other point about this, though, okay, so say the call was wrong and it was a foul. That's only one goal.
Yeah.
We needed 3. We got all 3. So what happened on the other 2? You could you concede 1 and you just go, all right? Somebody, maybe Messi goes, all right, lads, they do the palms down gesture, they corral the guys. Where's the leadership from Messi there? Like,
yeah,
I didn't see any of that. He just sulks. He's looking down at his feet. Or where's the game management from Messi too?
I don't think he's a leader for PSG. I don't think that's his role there because he doesn't have PSG in his blood. He doesn't care about the organization deeply. He's only there because he was kicked out of the club that he belongs to. There's no fire in his game for PSG. He's still great, obviously, but he's not the will to achieve victory for them is not the same as it was for Barcelona. You didn't see him trying to pull them to victory there.
Which we saw so many times with you guys. I mean, maybe not in the Champions League in recent years, but just watching game in, game out.
Did you watch last
La
season?
Liga. Yeah, well, just game in, game out. He was incredible last season and for the last 20 years at Barcelona. But that stood out to me as, I mean, Messi had an awful game this game compared to the first leg where I actually thought he was really good. He was chipping in balls behind the defense. You just didn't see him get in the ball very often.
Hey, yeah, Messi didn't have a good game. Was it a terrible game? Not as bad as Marquinhos, but that
Messi had a couple of moments. He had one nice run. He had a couple nice link-ups. Yeah.
But he's the one getting crucified by the Parisian newspapers, and I think that's because it sells tabloids.
You know who had a worse game?
Who?
Neymar.
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I counted, I think, 5 or 6 times where he was just bodied off the ball by Luka Modric. No. It was like 3 or 4 by just Luka by himself.
I think
like, this guy's the smallest guy on the pitch. What's happening?
I think Messi's got to come back over the summer. He's got to come back to Barcelona on a free.
So, I mean, there's just so much to talk. I felt like almost going through the game really quick because the aftermath is almost more fun.
Right.
I mean, first of all, the fights. I mean, we talked about the fights, but I mean, how do you not fire these guys? Like Nasser, Khalifi, and like if I did that at my job, I wouldn't even get through the day.
Right.
I would have already been fired.
How about Leonardo? While Paredes was injured and out for the first half of the season, gave him a raise double his salary that he was currently making while out, which now means everyone else needs to get paid a lot more because of what Paredes is now making.
Just dumb. That's a
nonsensical
Bartomeu move.
Yeah, exactly.
Not it's a strangely run organization, and I think that I'm obviously just talk about the game a little for another second. Man of the match.
It's almost like a mafia, how they would run an organization of football. Like common sense.
Hire your friends. Yes,
exactly.
Not focused on the football, just focused on getting the biggest, shiniest names.
The biggest names. We're opening a store in Manhattan. That's something PSG is doing right now. So, yeah, that's where their focus lies. And I'll tell you what, another thing, New York City based. I was on the train on the way to work this morning, standing behind a kid wearing a PSG backpack. And I thought, look at yourself, you loser. You don't like that team. You're buying into a product that's run by a death squad.
And then you're like, oh, shoot, I said that all loud.
I forget. I have headphones in and other people can hear.
I didn't think I was talking. Sorry. Is that your mom? She beautiful. You have a beautiful son.
It's a cool backpack.
It's a cool thing. Big Bad Ben's man of the match, obviously. 7 shots, 5 shots on target. The iconic second half hat trick. This will be in the YouTubes for years. The second half. And, of course, Ty, I gave it dual man of the match to little brilliant Luka Modric in his 119th year on this planet. Fed Big Ben's the whole way. The big man was full after this game. Little engine that could tackling, assisting everywhere. Final 30 minutes to deny PSG their taste of a UCL trophy. Luka, an assist, 3 dribbles, 4 tackles, and the dagger to the spine of PSG, that interception off Neymar, and the 30-yard dribble. Incredible.
How about this to expand on the fallout from this game? Is Benz now as respected as he deserves to be following this win?
No. 4th time all time now UCL scorer behind only Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski. 3rd all-time goal scorer for Real Madrid, only behind Cristiano Ronaldo and Raul. Yeah, I mean, he's not. He never is. That's just.
He never is.
He's a late bloomer.
Yeah.
The late bloomers never get the respect. He's got, 30 goals for Real Madrid in 31 games? He's incredible. Incredible. He's having the best season of his career, and he's 34. When has that happened? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. For
No,
some,
it's crazy. Like for someone in his position to find that extra gear and motivation to get even better than the year before, pretty amazing.
so it just makes the whole. I mean, it just makes the whole Holland saga even more interesting because it's like, are you really gonna? You're gonna send Kareem just like, bye, thanks for the memories, but like,
No,
say we win the Champions League with him, right? You're gonna sign this 19-year-old or however old Holland is. I don't know.
right.
I mean, I guess the amount that Holland's hurt, you could have Benz play most of the games anyway.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's only as of late, and they
It
haven't been
is. It
serious
is.
injuries. But
No.
no, he should come to Barcelona. You're right.
Yeah, he should go to Barcelona. I do have a tough time benching Benz, but so here's the interesting thing. None of the pundits were having it. I was watching this on the. They said, "Oh, will Real Madrid now win stuff?" Nope.
Mm.
They're all going. I don't see it.
It was so funny because they were like, because of course this team doesn't win the Champions League, and I've been saying like, you cannot rule out Real Madrid, and I hate Real Madrid, of course. We all know that. If you listen to the podcast, I'm a Barcelona fan, but
No chance. No
Real
chance.
Madrid, like the Champions League, is Real Madrid's tournament. That's their focus, year in, year out. That's the goal. That's the match they circle on the calendar. Champions League final. That's their only goal. And they are the most successful in history at it.
Modern and old history.
Yeah, of all times. Yes.
Yes. That's the difference. It's not like we won them all when it was sepia toned. Yeah, we won a bunch then. We also won a bunch just a couple of years ago. So
that's a culture. It's a culture
yes.
that's been developed over a century and a century and a half at this point. So it's not something that you can come in and buy the best players in the world and create a fake superstar team that has no chemistry and no reason to be on the pitch together at the same time, just because you're going to get tickets, you're going to get jersey sales, you're going to wash that dirty money.
Right. Well, the other big point about buying the specific players PSG did, I think, is the bigger issue that's not really tackled. They bought Neymar and Messi, were spectacular players.
Sure.
They're not defending a thing, and then Mbappe's also not defending. So what you'll see on like breakdowns of things that went wrong for PSG is they all go wrong because you have three guys. You can't have three passengers on defense.
Yeah.
Right. You can usually have like 1.5. You can have your Cristiano Ronaldo, your Messi, who really aren't doing anything, and then maybe like one other dude who's not like a huge defender. But you can't have your three whole guys not do just literally walking around on defense.
Some of those screenshots from the game where they're literally all three in the same quadrant, yes. Like in the same corner as the other team's attacking. Here's the field if you're watching on YouTube down here. And then here's Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe right around here. And here's the gameplay.
They might have well had like a card table folded out and just been smoking cigars.
Yeah, legitimately.
The level of total disinterest in defense.
Messi could take a water break when they go on defense. He could just go over to the coach and get a bottle of water.
So I just don't understand how you fix the team unless Poch is just spineless and he just needed to stand up to them and tell them to defend. Zidane, you think he made Hazard defend when he was Oh yeah, you bet. Hazard was defending a ton, like when we played Man City a couple years ago. Didn't work, but I guess I'm just using it as an example. Zidane could stand up to the best players because he was the best. I don't see Poch ever doing that for PSG.
No, he doesn't have a voice big enough to command that locker room.
I mean, clearly, otherwise they'd be playing a little bit of defense, right? Because you just need him to put in basic effort, and you wouldn't put the rest of your team under so much pressure like they were at the end of this game where Real Madrid just seemed to have more guys because it was 11 versus 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
But I guess that's all I got. And don't sit in our chair. as David Alaba says.
What a game.
That's the
What a victory. Real Madrid move on. You guys don't know who you play next. It wins that draw.
Benfica or Ajax, I guess, are the most likely.
Okay.
Benfica, our opponent who we drew the first time.
I think you guys should roll over whoever the next opponent then is. That Ajax, no, nothing to sleep on. By the way, they've been pretty dominant this season. Ten Hag is a great coach, so it'll be interesting.
Ajax were more highly ranked than us, according to 538. Oh, they still are. They're 0.3 higher in SPI. So Ajax will be a tough opponent. That'll be a great game if that's the case.
Well, Barcelona.
I'll get the quarterfinal dates while you talk about the thrilling Europa League matchup.
Yeah, we're gonna make it quick. Barcelona's SPI dropped by almost a full point.
Oh God.
After this game, we were at 84.2 coming in. We are now at 83.4. We went into this game against Galatasaray at home. All the chips are on our side of this game. We are better top to bottom.
You're playing an MLS side, basically.
Like an MLS side that's in the bottom third of the league is who we're playing against, because we're playing against Galatasaray, who's 12th in the Turkish league. They've given up more goals than they've gotten in Turkey, which I thought was a war-torn nation. So I said coming into this game, we should win this game 7-0. And because of that, I think we're going to tie or get like a 2-1 victory.
So big credit to Peyton, who basically called this game, because Barcelona, you were buoyant off of 3 brilliant wins in a row. And I was thinking, okay, Barcelona will probably win 5-0, 6-0. It was not to be. You almost got it. Almost got it.
Nope. Yeah. Unfortunately,
I'll
I
say
was
Barcelona
right.
Deserved at least one here. I would say one for sure. We'll get to that chance.
Yeah, we should have gotten at least one. Our lineup, the 4-3-3, Ter Stegen in goal. From defense, left to right, we had Jordi Alba, left back. Eric Garcia getting the nod over Gerard Piqué, giving the old man a break. Ronald Araujo getting the start, and Serginho Dest at right back. Dani Alves once again. If you're new, Dani Alves is not available for the Europa League. We had to pick between him, Ferran Torres, Adama Traore. We went with those two.
I did want to see. Good to see Dest getting the start. I was excited for him as a USA fan.
And he played fine for me. Left to right across the middle, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, and Nico Gonzalez. Busquets getting the break, at least for the first half in this one, with Frankie playing that center defensive mid position. And then from left to right across the top, Memphis Depay, Ferran Torres playing the 9, and Adama Traore, that beast, playing at right.
So good. So good.
And this game, like, if it was going to end in the way that it did, this is how it was going to happen. 5th minute, Pedri plays a nice ball from his central position down the left wing to Alba. Plays a great low cross to the middle of the box, and guess who's there to bungle the finish?
Ferran.
Why, it's Ferran Torres, of course. Just a tad too late as the ball's coming across. All he's got to do is slide onto it. He slides just a second late and ends up hitting the ball with his trailing leg, sliding on the ground behind him, and it goes out harmlessly for a goal kick.
Griezmann style. He's a very Griezmann-y figure.
I mean, the way he's been playing is, we see why he wasn't in the selection at Man City, whether he was injured or not. And he is not turning that corner, Mark.
We thought for sure, just one more game. This was a real layup of an opponent. Get his confidence back this game. I appreciate Javi throwing him in the starting lineup. but didn't pan out.
26-minute Pedri, one of my favorite plays of this game, makes a beautiful dummy drag turn to beat his Galatasaray
One of
defender.
my favorite. Well, I just want to say one of my favorite players to watch in La Liga, even on Barcelona. The guy's just got magic in his boots.
Incredible. He's so good. Makes a run up towards the box after beating the player with that terrific dummy, then turn with just a toe drag that puts him upfield. Gets fouled right outside the semicircle, sets us up for a good free kick position, and Memphis Depay takes it. It's a fantastic free kick, but the keeper makes an even better save, diving to the top left corner of the goal.
Magisterial.
And it's saved. Should have been a goal, but I'll tell you, the keeper, this for Galatasaray, he's pretty good, Mark. You know who he is? Why, he's a Barcelona keeper. He's Iñaki Peña, our youth keeper that was a Barca B's like star keeper last year. And we brought up to the first team, then loaned him out to Galatasaray. And Iñaki Peña, after this game, said, I had to prove I was ready to start for Barcelona by going somewhere else. And he definitely did that in this game.
Couple of nice saves.
Great save. 36th minute, it was Galatasaray's turn, and I wrote, ha, 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 oh my God. Akturoglu dribbles through half of our team. I couldn't believe.
This was an amazing run.
Anytime he made like 3 of these runs during the game, and it's like his balance is impeccable. He cannot get shoved over, and he is going to end up with the ball after whatever challenge. Dribbles through half our team, puts Serginho Dest on his butt before he puts a shot on
net.
Not
a good look.
No, it was not.
It just fell over.
It gets past him, gets into the edge of the box, puts a shot on net that would have been in had it not been for Eric Garcia's sliding save to shin the ball over the crossbar and out for a corner. Thank God. And then I wrote, I knew it'd be like this.
I knew it'd be like this. They texted me all caps. I knew it.
I just knew.
Poor bastard. We just can't get anything. Nothing is easy, huh? For a team that had, I might repeat, did they even have 1% chance to win according to 538? Or was it 0?
They had a 1% chance
which
to win the game.
I've literally never seen.
And for drawing, it was like 16. And then it gave us 83% chance to win the game. Memphis Depay took a curler from the corner of the 18-yard box in the 41st minute that forces another save from Iñaki Peña. That is great, but he was able to save it, and we go into halftime 0-0. And I do need to mention this because I haven't seen any plays explicitly, but Adama Traore is so freaking dominant. He was absolutely imposing his will out there in this game. Whatever he wanted to do, he was doing it. If he wants to beat his man to the touchline, he's beating his man to the touchline in a second. It was incredible. Whether the guy had 2 yards on him, giving him 4 yards of cushion, Traore was getting there and beating him to the ball. He could not be stopped. One of the few bright spots in this game.
I'm just really glad that he signed for you guys because he's just a joy to watch. I mean, I just love my favorite style of player is somebody who's just going to take him on no matter what, right? And that's what he's always got it in his locker.
And he's one of the few.
He can do it.
He's one of the few gray areas we have remaining on our current roster as far as will we sign him? Because he's just on loan.
You've got to be.
He's currently only on loan from Wolves, and I would love for us to keep him. I think we need him on that right wing. Dembele's leaving, by the way. Let's not forget about that Dembele will not be part of the squad next year.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys made out like bandits with Traore. He's been nothing but excellent the whole time. He breaks down defenses. Yeah, the problem this game was he had about 3 guys on him.
Yeah, because they recognized
they could block the crosses. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a lot of crosses to no one. in this game, which was disappointing. But at halftime, we had 3 subs. Ousmane Dembele came on for Ferran Torres at halftime. No complaints there from me. Memphis Depay moves up to the 9 spot as Dembele takes Depay's left wing position. We also had Sergi Busquets come on for Nico Gonzalez, which made Frankie de Jong move over to the right. And then Gerard Piqué came on for Ronald Araujo in the back. Wasn't sure about that. Maybe just a chance to give Araujo a break.
Yeah, maybe give PK just loosen up the old bones before the weekend game.
Mm-hmm. Right? It's kind of like Xavi. Xavi's going like, okay, something's not quite right for us, so let's just put our all-stars in there who know the way we play, and let's finish this game 3-0 second half. But that didn't happen. 56th minute, Ousmane Dembele and Adama Traore both have chances on opposing sides of the net. First by Dembele, gets blocked, and then it goes over to Adama Traore on the right side of the goal, whose shot gets blocked and out for a corner. And then off that ensuing corner, we put it short to Jordi Alba, who sent a cross into Sergi Busquets, who headed it perfectly, almost, just a little too central. It's a great header. The keeper is able, again, Iñaki Peña, able to jump up with
strong right hand.
Yeah. One extended glove. That right hand just pushes it over the bar. Memphis Depay comes out in the 61st minute for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Memphis's last effort was a sailed long shot that he should have taken into the box. He ends up taking a shot from like 25 yards out, but he had space enough for 3 more touches to get himself within 10 yards of the goal. I guess he was just out of gas, which is expensive these days.
Yeah. Hey.
62nd minute, Adama Traore sent a cross in from inside of the right box that drops to Jordi Alba, like top left of the box, and he goes for the volley and just misses it wide. It was the closest shot of the game for us, other than
here we go.
The next one, which was in the 75th minute.
This one will all your hair.
Pierre-Emerick.
Are you wearing a wig, Peyton? Because this would all come out here.
Aubameyang almost gets the bicycle assist on this play, which you don't see often.
But you love to see it when it does happen.
Incredible. Traore.
I think I have seen one bicycle assist goal for Real Madrid.
Well, Adama Traore, again, demolishing whoever dares oppose him on that right wing, sends the cross in, gets deflected.
He's like a locomotive manifested as flesh.
Right. Sends the cross in, it takes a bounce, ends up dropping to Aubameyang, who tries the bicycle kick that is just across the face of goal that goes right to Frankie de Jong, who's making the trailing run at the right time. But Frankie hits the ball to the far post and off the far post. Frankie's 2 yards from the goal line when he gets the bicycle assist in this play. And somehow he cannot redirect it on goal. It hits off that far post and then back across the face of the goal and into Iñaki Peña's hands.
Confused, relieved arms.
My word, that should have been a goal. 78.
What's the XG? What's the XG on that? 0.7?
It's got to be 0.95.
Yeah.
Because how do you not? 78th minute, worth noting, Galatasaray score. Their sub, Comey, gets a breakaway and puts it in the back of the net, but he was clearly offside. And that's it. That's got no more jaw-dropping chances that we missed on goal because Ferran Torres isn't in the game to provide those misses for us.
Yeah.
We tie the game 0-0. More frustrating than I expected it to even be. Now we have to go and play in one of the hardest places in the world of football, that wide world of football. This is one of the toughest places to play against Galatasaray in Turkey. I think the stadium is just made of flares.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
It's not a friendly away atmosphere.
Oh, it looks like a live stream from a war zone. Anytime you go in and play against Galatasaray, and it is going to be an important one for us. As I've mentioned before a few times in the podcast, we need to win Europa League. We're the best team in the tournament. We need the money, and we need to play in the Champions League next season. It's everything. We cannot lose to the 12th ranked team in Turkey. So please let us go away next week and come back with a dominant, decisive victory to go in to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. We'll see. We'll definitely have a preview for that game coming up. But this one, unfortunately, 0-0. And
that is
now
just the last thing you want to do. Leave it to the game in Turkey. That's just so crazy. I thought it was going to be a stroll. At least I thought you guys would at least grab one late, and it just didn't. I don't know what was the mistake from Javi, or was it his fault?
I don't know. I don't know that it was any. I mean, first of all, we were disjointed in our attacking. A lot of wayward passes. Again, as I mentioned, the crosses to nobody were superfluous in this match.
Certainly were.
Over and over again. A lot of disjoint, like a lot of intercepted passes on breakaways, on counters. Obvious attacking opportunities that fizzled into nothing. Repeated itself over and over again in this game. So it's like we've taken a couple steps back over the last couple of games against LJ and Galatasaray. We've sort of had a descent from our peak of, nirvana we've been experiencing over these last few games.
This is 4-1 win after 4-1 win. It was all gumdrops and lollipops.
Yeah, we're being Athletic Bilbao 4-1. We're being Napoli.
Does people still like gumdrops? What is a gumdrop?
It's mostly pig carcass, I believe.
Gelatin.
But I think we're going to go in and take care of business in the away draw, but we'll see what happens. We'll have that preview for you next week. Right now, on Barca's plate,
you guys got a game?
We play against Osasuna this weekend.
Oh, they're in the doldrums, aren't they?
Yes. Well, they're 11th right now in La Liga. Barcelona currently 4th after Atletico Madrid just pulled out a 2-1 victory over Cadiz.
Last minute.
That's right. But Atletico Madrid 3 points ahead of Barcelona in third, but 2 games in hand. Barcelona have. So we should absolutely. Yeah. So I feel like we should be able to do that against a not great Osasuna. They've only got 2 wins in their last 5. They did just beat Villarreal, but they lost to Real Sociedad and they lost 3-0 to Atletico Madrid in one of the last weeks of February.
Oh, we did mention that your prediction was wrong for Galatasaray, so I'm good.
Yeah. It was wrong, but the feeling of it was right.
So I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, numerically, it's wrong, but no. Yeah, it wasn't right, and that's how we do it, and that's fine, and we've made note of it. But we need to win this one. We got
big game.
It is a big game.
You guys got to stay that Real Betis right on your heels, 2 points behind.
Yes, we do. We need to get a victory, which should not be overly difficult against Osasuna. Of course, we did tie them earlier this season in a very frustrating game. Abde Ezalzouli and Nico scored for us, the 2 youngsters in that one. And then Osasuna scored in like the 85th minute to tie it up. So we'll see. We definitely have the advantage in this one. I mean, 48 total goals to Osasuna's 26. We have a 19 positive goal difference to Osasuna's -5. So we match up well against them. We should be winning this game 4-1. But due to our recent state of play and just how everything's going, it is at home.
Away? Oh, okay.
It's at home. It'll be in the Camp Nou, but I actually think it won't be 4-1, but it will be a step in the right direction, and we win this game 3-1.
Okay. Any
Still
goal
dominant.
scores?
Yes, absolutely. I have goal scorers for you. Number 1, Memphis Depay. Gonna get a goal for us against Osasuna. Number 2, Gavi. Gavi is getting a goal for us in this game. And number 3, Luke de Jong is gonna get a goal.
Whoa.
Memphis, Gavi, Luke de Jong.
3-1.
Books.
Put it in the books.
Put it in the books. And for Osasuna, it's tough to say who could score for them.
Tough on that side.
But I bet it'll be someone like Ante Budimir. One of those
good.
Yeah, one of those guys who tends to just show up and haunt us in these games. Maybe he makes it 1-1 in the first half or something after an early Memphis goal. But I say we win this game 3-1, and it gives us a nice little booster going into the second leg against Galatasaray next week.
Yes. And of course, El Clasico beyond that. Yeah, Ante Budimir, Croatian, I believe. Solid player, used to play for Mallorca, who, of course, is Real Madrid's next opponent. Big step up from PSG. You're facing a real side.
This is a real historic club.
History, owned partly by Steve Nash. They got good head on their shoulders.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Steve Nash, I don't know if he's putting a lot of thought into his management of Mallorca while he's the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know how active that management is.
Yeah.
But he's on the playbill. He's there. And Mallorca this year, struggling, but not as much as you would think they are. They're not in 20th, which is what just you would think. They're in 16th in SPI, 16th in the league. Their top scorer, Angel Rodriguez, lighting the world on fire. 6 goals in 24 games.
Everyone's talking about him, but you know who you got to look out for?
Takefusa Kubo, of course, the Japanese Messi, as he was known. He's old now. He's 20, so he's over the hill.
Wow,
he's no good. No, he's got 2 goals, 2 assists. And of course that big winner against Atletico.
And I think both of his goals are from that game.
He's a real talent. I've been looking at a lot of his highlights this year. Defense is the next frontier for him. Not really interested on that end, which we've seen, which we talked about. You got to do a little bit on the defensive end as a forward. You got to at least a little effort would be nice. We're playing at the San Moy at the beautiful island of Mallorca. Oh, great! Gotta hit that on vacation. Next time you're in Spain, where Asensio hails from, grew up.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully, I didn't get that wrong. They're much better though at the San Moy in their homeland. 18 of their 26 points, so 2/3 basically. 4 straight losses though. Mallorca, Betis, Valencia, Sociedad, and Celta Vigo. It was a thriller though. It's 3-4 against Celta Vigo, so we might see some goals. All quality opponents. The schedule is not being kind to poor RCD Mallorca.
That is a tough stretch of games.
Yeah, that's no fun. And I think they're going to get another loss here. This should be a 4-0 stroll for the gang from the capital city. You'd think if this was Zidane, he'd throw in some hazard this game. You might even see some Bale. We saw Zidane play Bale against Mallorca a couple of years ago. Nope, this is Carlo. He doesn't like rotation. He's not rocking the boat.
Mm-hmm.
We don't play for another week in El Clasico. We're going to see Vinny Benz, Asensio, Cruzcase, Modric, Mendy, Militao, Alaba, Carvajal, and Thibaut. Lunin and Jovic just got to be wondering when they can get a game.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any time to get a game, it's against Mallorca when you have an 8-point lead at the top of the table. But we won't see it. I'll bet Modric gets one in this one. He's been warming up that left foot. He almost scored against PSG with that left foot.
Oh my God! I thought he was going to get the same goal as he did last
He had
game.
it. He had the
He
line.
was right there, and it hit that the other post, the one that keeps the net on in the back. I thought that was in.
I'll bet Modric gets one. I'll bet Asensio gets one. And Benz gets two because he's on one.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be a good game. Real Madrid can extend their lead to 11 points. Briefly. Oh, wait, it will be on Monday, so we'll see what Sevilla does. And then we probably have the last game of the week, so we'll see if we can keep it at 8 points. It's going to be a big weekend of La Liga action. Thank you so much for joining us on our happy hour. I got a little bit of mine left. What do you got?
I made the same as you. A little Campari, a little sweet vermouth and whiskey with an orange slice. The Boulevardier or something.
Something like that. I had the name up earlier. Boulevardier. It's delicious. I think I'm going to make another one right now. And yes, cheers. Cheers to PSG. Maybe you learned your lesson.
PSG, we hardly knew ye.
And to Leonardo's last day at work, hopefully.
And hopefully Nasser El Khalifi's. And to the end of Shell teams supporting oil barons in the Middle East and Russia.
Yeah, just get rid of them. Just get rid of oil in general.
If Asensio is not from Mallorca, send us your emails to El Clasico Podcast.
85% sure. Please
El Clasico Podcast at gmail.com.
Absolutely. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you've probably already done if you're already watching this. And our podcast on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Yeah, we love you very much. We have so much fun doing these for you. And it's having a blast. We can have more Champions League coverage, Peyton. What could be better?
Absolutely, we need it. We got Champions League. We got Europa League. We got La Liga. And that's about it.
That's
here
the
on
three.
Classico Podcastico. If you're into our teams, you're into this show, and we're into you. We love you. Follow us on Twitter at ePodcastico as well. Thank you all so much for listening. We truly love you. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If you are, share it with some friends who like soccer, who like to laugh, who like drinking. We like Americans talking about football, the beautiful game, because we love doing it for you, and we want to keep doing it. So keep those messages, likes, and subscribes coming.
Yeah, and have a great weekend.
All right, and we'll see you next time here on El Clasico Podcastico. And Visca El Barça.
A la Madrid. Yes.